My name is Denise. I am from Bolivia and I am a Ph.D. student at the graduate program in sustainability science. My research is about the solid waste management systems in developing countries, specifically in the context of my country, Bolivia. In developing countries, you see still, even nowadays, a really complicated situation with the urbanization rates that have been growing in the last years. So solid waste management has become a really big issue in many cities in the developing world. So in my research, I'm looking at the solid waste management with a systemic approach. That means that I'm trying to understand the activities from the generation of the waste until the disposal. And I am looking both at the formal system, which is carried out by the government, and also the informal system, which is carried out by people who dedicate to these activities as a way of earning an income. So they are a very critical part of the system, and the problem is that usually in the development of policies or in the search for solutions to this problem, this part of the population is not taken into consideration. So as a part of my research, I've been trying to focus in understanding the activities that these people carry and try to understand what are the challenges and ways for them to improve their activity, which would cause positive impacts not only for them but for the whole city. One thing that I found is that the urban planning of a city is something that really affects the solid waste management, specifically in the collection. So for example, in my case, Santa Cruz de la Sierra, which is my specific case study, it has a really spread area. It doesn't have any geographical constraints, so the city has grown without any constraint in the last decade. So basically it has expanded a lot, but the basic services have not accompanied this growth. So you have people that live in areas that are very away from the city center, that don't have adequate roads. So for example, the trucks cannot reach the households. And you have a different view from the cities, from the households and the planners of the city. In many cases, there is not really an awareness of these limitations of the system. So usually governments put all the fault in the households. However, in many cases, the households don't have the means to comply with the regulations. What I want to achieve with my research is try to provide policy recommendations for my country specifically, but also for other developing countries that maybe experience the same type of issues. So far, the research in solid waste management has been mostly focused in developed countries and with a very engineering approach. I'm trying to use different types of methods and engage with different types of stakeholders so I can provide recommendations that could be applied for the context of Bolivia, but also for other developing countries.